Doing that thing again, Charles. Tapping your left foot. You only do that when you're calculating the distance between you and the nearest exit. Spoiler alert, it's 2 steel doors and 20 armed officers.
Well, maybe I'm just enjoying the acoustics, Detective. Or maybe I'm wondering why the great Ariana, who dismantled the Petrov Syndicate, is wasting her Friday night on a neighborhood guy like myself.
Neighborhood guy. You currently have the city locking down 3 blocks because your neighborhood guys decided to use a C4 military grade of explosives in the middle of a rush hour transit hub. You know, you aren't looking too much like a king tonight, Charles. You're more like a liability.
What is this? Is this your intern? Is the DA running out of adults, Detective?
I'm Tiffany, and while you were busy trying to intimidate Detective Ariana with your footwear, I was on the phone with the Judge Advocate General's office. See, my family has been practicing law in this city for 4 generations, Charles. We don't do internships, we do outcomes. This paper in front of you, that's a domestic terrorism designation. It bypasses your right to a phone call, and it puts you in a black site in Virginia by midnight.
You can't do that. I'm a citizen.
See, Charles, you are a citizen. That is until you let one of your little splinter cells steal those explosives. Now you're an enemy combatant. That is, unless you tell us who actually has the detonator.
I can't do that. I can't talk. If I talk, the streets don't just turn on me. They erase me. I got people, families, who depend on the order that I keep. If I look like a rat, the vacuum I'll leave behind will be filled with animals.
Charles, look at me. These animals are already here. They're the ones holding the C4. They don't respect the order of the West Side. They want to burn the map that you've been trying to draw for 10 years.
You're gonna have to cut this Street Profit Act. All right, Charles? You are terrified. I can see in the way your pupils are blown. Now, I know you, and I know you're a businessman. You're not a butcher. But you lost control of your career, didn't you?
It was Malik. He's young, right? He thinks the movement should have a headline. I told him no. I told him we should stay in the shadows, but he didn't listen.
Where is he?
No.
Charles? Because if that crate goes off, my office will seek more than the death penalty. We'll make sure your entire organization is deemed as a terrorist cell. Your sister's business, forfeited. Your mom's house, seized. Every single cent that you've ever made, gone.
The old foundry on 5th, in the sub-basement. He's got a hostage with him, a girl from the transit hub.
Control, this is lead detective. Our target location is the 5th Street Foundry. Our suspect is Malik Vance. He has a hostage in high explosives. We need to notify SWAT and EOD that we are on a go for immediate breach.
Detective, ensure this recovery is logged under the emergency safety exception. I'll handle the civil liabilities pushed back from the top firm. They won't touch us.
You know, you might have just saved your mama's house, Charles. But you still going to sell.
Better a cell than a city in ashes. And you at least make sure Malik doesn't see sunrise?
That part's up to him.
Oh. By the way, Charles, the Thin Mints in the vending machine are excellent. You should really get some before the transit arrives soon. It's a long, long drive to Virginia.
Enter.
The search teams are back from the industrial park, sir.
And?
Nothing. No shell casings, no tire tracks. It's like the van never existed.
We have 3 hours until that transport leaves the harbor. If that shipment of fentanyl-laced batch hits the streets, I'm not just looking at a high body count in the glades. I'm looking at the end of this precinct's credibility.
I know the stakes, sir.
Do you? Because you're the lead on the surveillance detail. You're my right hand on this, Byron. You're the one that told me we had the perimeter locked.
I did. The intel was bad.
The intel was vetted. We go by the book, we follow the sequence, we get the results. That is how this department functions. If you're going to start questioning the book every time you lose a trail, you're in the wrong profession.
You want the book? Okay. Section B, paragraph 5. In the event of a compromised extraction, the commanding officer shall review all secondary radio frequencies.
I've already reviewed them.
Not the encrypted channel used by the Port Authority. I did, on my own time.
You went outside the chain of command.
No, I went where the truth was. I'm the one who has to tell that little girl that her father isn't coming home because one of our own units stopped reporting for 6 minutes during the breach.
What are you saying, officer?
Unit 42 Charlie, Sergeant Miller's unit, it went dark 6 minutes exactly when the van disappeared.
Miller is a 20-year vet. He's a decorated officer. You're accusing a brother of treason based on a 6-minute radio lag?
I'm not accusing him of treason, Captain. I'm accusing him of being a leak. I found this in the alleyway behind the safe house. This didn't belong to Mateo. It pinged the tower near Miller's residence an hour ago.
If you're wrong about this, Byron, I can't protect you. The union will skin you alive. I'll have to strip your badge myself.
And strip it. But do it after we find Mateo. Because if Miller's actually sold him out, he's not a brother. He's a target.
We don't use the radio. We don't call it in. If Miller's dirty, the precinct's been compromised.
So what's the move, Captain?
The move is we go to Miller's. We don't play by the book this time, Byron. We write a new one. And Byron,
Sir?
keep that fire, but don't let it burn you out. We have a long night ahead of us.
Chantel, please sit down. You're wearing a hole in my Persian rug, and your nervous energy is blowing my Wi-Fi signal.
Nervous? My man is sitting in a holding cell at the 21st precinct, being looked at for a triple homicide he didn't commit. And you got me up in preppy land. Talking to a woman who looked like she lived in her basement.
I do live in a basement. It's where the servers are, thank you very much. And for the record, if I had spent the last 72 hours scraping the dark web, your man would be on a one-way bus to Sing Sing by sunrise.
Ariel found the ghost, Chantel. The one you told me didn't exist. I really need you to understand this, okay? Very clearly. This is not just a gang war, okay? This is a corporate liquidation. Global Tech is not out here just building condos in the South Ward. What they're doing is getting your boyfriend's crew to clear out the blocks, then tipping off the feds to sanitize the area.
Let me put it to you like this. It's a RICO case, gift wrapped by a Fortune 500 company. Found a ledger. Every payment made to the streets was filed under environmental cleanup.
Clean up. Dante isn't a janitor. He's a provider. He keeps the blocks fed. If he goes down, his brothers starve. And my daughter grows up visiting her father through a glass partition.
Then stop playing loyal soldier and start playing strategist. If we take this to the DA, all they're gonna do is throw the evidence under the rug to protect the city's tax revenue. We gotta hit them where they really live.
All right, and I can dump the server logs. Okay, and I can link the CEO directly to the burner phones found in the stash house. But once I hit send, my life is over. I'm a whistleblower, not no damn martyr.
You think you're the only one scared? Dante has people in the inside who will kill him just for knowing this. You want to save the world, journalists? I want to save my family. If you drop that, the gang lord's code says he has to retaliate. If he doesn't, he's weak. And then if he does, he's back in the box.
Enough. Chantel, your empathy is a strength, but your loyalty is a blindfold. If you protect Dante's lifestyle tonight, you lose him forever. Ariel, I don't even know what you're laughing at. If you dumped this without a legal shield, you're dead before the first retweet. We have to think logically, ladies. Let's get out the emotions and think logically.
All right, so what's the move, Jennifer? You're the one that's 2 steps ahead, right? So what's next?
Well, we don't go to the feds and we don't go to the papers. We go to the board of directors.
The suit and ties? Why?
Yeah, because Global Tech is already in a merger. If this hits the SEC, their stock price plummets. So, Chantel, you're gonna give me a location of the secondary ledger Dante keeps. The one with the real names on it.
I can't do that. That's the insurance policy. If I give that up, I'm betraying the only life I know.
Chantel, look at me. Look at me. You are the glue. You've held that man together through every bid and every bullet. But mama, that glue is cracking. Think about your daughter. Do you want her to have a father or do you want her to have a legend? Because legends don't make it home for dinner, girl. You gotta choose.
Come on.
If he finds out I gave this up,
He's not. Because I'm gonna make him a hero. I'm gonna just frame this as Dante being a confidential consultant who uncovered corporate corruption. He walks around with a clean record, and Ariel, you'll get the Pulitzer under a pseudonym.
I like the sound of that, can't lie. And what do you get?
Just waiting for you to ask. Well, I get the retainer for keeping Global Tech out the headlines. Hello.
you really are a shark, Jennifer.
I prefer Apex Predator. Now, Ariel, start the encryption. Chantel, call your babysitter. Ladies, It looks like we have a board meeting to crash. Get busy.
Haley, the board dinner started 10 minutes ago. I thought you'd be at the restaurant.
Yeah, I was on my way. Then I got the toxicology report for Elias Thorne.
Well, Thorne was 82, Haley. His heart gave out. It's a tragedy, yes, but a predictable one. He passed peacefully in the clinical trial.
He didn't pass, Norman. He was extinguished. I ran the numbers. Thorne is the third patient in the Vanguard trial to suffer from acute respiratory failure, despite having zero evidence of pulmonary distress.
Medicine is a field of unpredictable variables, Haley. You know this. Sometimes the body just can't keep pace with the cure.
But the body doesn't produce synthetic potassium at 4 times the legal limit on its own.
Haley, you've had a long, long shift, and you lost a patient that you cared about. It's natural to look for a villain when the monster is just biology. Now, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about the stress that you've been under.
Don't you dare doctor me. I sat with Mrs. Thorne tonight, and I looked her in the eye, and I told her we did everything we could. I lied.
Now, you didn't lie. You protected the integrity of a trial that will save thousands of lives. Now, if we pause Vanguard now over a few statistical anomalies, the FDA pulls out funding, and the research dies. The future dies.
The future doesn't have a body bag. I played by the rules. I spoke to the chief of staff, and he told me you had already cleared the discrepancies. How did you do that? How did you scrub the digital records?
And I didn't scrub anything. I corrected a clerical error. Now, my stature in this hospital is not based on evil motives, Haley. It was based on results. I'm the reason that we have a wing, that it exists. I'm the reason you have a budget.
You are the reason those people are dead. You're fast-tracking the trial because your stock in BioVanguard vests next month. You're killing for a decimal point on a bank statement.
Now, you be very, very, very careful. You're an exceptional surgeon, but you are a child when it comes to the machinery of this world. You make one phone call, you file one ethics report, and I will make sure that you never hold a scalpel in the tri-state area again. I will bury you in litigation before you can even find a lawyer.
You think I care about losing my career? I've spent 20 years repairing the damaged men like you do. You've spent 20 years hiding it.
You have no proof. The physical samples, they're on their way to the incinerator as we speak.
I'm a doctor, Norman. I know how to anticipate a complication. I didn't send Thorne's blood to the hospital lab. I sent it to a private forensic facility in Jersey under the alias Jane Doe. I've been sitting on this since about 4 p.m.
Well, now, hey, let's be reasonable. We can find a way to honor Thorne's memory. A scholarship, a foundation, you can hit it.
The only thing I'll be heading is the witness stand.
You will destroy this hospital. Think of the other patients.
I am thinking of them. That's why I called the district attorney before I walked in here. They're downstairs, Norman. They're not here for dinner. So, you have 2 choices. You can either walk out of here in those expensive shoes that you have and meet them, or I can call the orderlies to restrain a disturbed colleague. The choice is yours. Either way, your trial is over. Looks like the rules finally caught up with you, Doctor.
You're smart, Amira. I know you didn't just get that scholarship to Dalton just because of your jump shot. You really know the difference between a felony and a protest. Firebombing the lobby of a private equity firm. That charge carries 15 to 20 years in a place where they don't give a damn about your college degree. Except we have your encrypted chats. We have your geofencing too. What did they call you again? The general? The voice of the people? Well, you know those people are right next door ratting you out to save their own skins.
Then let them. You think you're investigating a criminal, you're investigating a movement. You can't put a movement in itself.
Well, talk about that all day.
Get your hands off the door. Get out of my way.
Ma'am, you cannot be in here. This is a private interrogation.
I don't care if it's the Last Supper. That's my daughter. Are you okay? Did they hurt you?
Mom, fine. Got everything under control.
Under control. Mary, I didn't spend 20 years working at that private school so that you could ever see the inside of a place like this. I worked double shifts, skipped meals, and wore shoes that had holes on the bottoms of my soles so that you could speak proper and have a future. You're using all that education to talk yourself into a cage.
Miss Miller, problem here really isn't the fire. It's the fact that your daughter put a security guard in the ICU because of that movement.
The lobby was supposed to be empty. The
schedule changed. So now it's not just property damage, it's attempted murder.
You listen to me. My daughter is a leader. She has a heart that's too big for this city. She was just trying to make sure that people like us don't lose our homes. If you care about the work, you'll really go after the people that's trying to really hurt this city, and you leave my daughter alone.
Miss Miller, I respect your sacrifice, truly. But I focus on the work, and the work says that your daughter crossed the line. So unless she's willing to give up whoever made this device, she's gonna go down for it. All of it.
Amira, baby, look at me. Don't throw your life away for some people who won't even know your name in 6 months.
If I give them up, Ma, everything I said, everything I stood for becomes a lie.
The lie is that you're safe. You're just a little girl from the West Side who's wearing a sweater you can't afford to get blood on.
I'm not a little girl, Ma. I'm the only one standing up.
Standing up, huh? Well, the DA is next door right now, sitting down, writing your indictment. You got 10 minutes before I process the paperwork. No more leniency, no more private school favors. Sure, you'll figure it out, though. Talk to her, Miss Miller. Because if you don't, the only place she's going to be leading a movement from is prison.
I didn't raise you to be quiet. I raised you to be smart. And being smart means knowing when to fight and when to survive. You need to survive this. Survive.
The recruiter called. Sergeant Miller said you crushed your physical, top of the class.
I didn't think he called me until Monday.
Miller and I ran a beat at the 4th District back when you were in diapers. He thinks he's doing me a favor. He thinks I'd like to see you continue the legacy.
And
I told him to shred the files.
that wasn't your call to make.
I have 30 years in this. I have 2 surgical screws in my hip. I have a permanent ringing in my left ear from a .45 that went off in an alley. I have a list of brothers' names that are in the ground that could fill a phone book. I didn't survive all of this for you to walk back into the same meat chamber.
I'm not the same kid who used to steal from the pharmacy and talk back to her teacher. I'm all grown up.
That's exactly what scares me. You think this job is about growing up? It's about shrinking. It's about seeing the worst in humanity in everyone every day until you start seeing it in yourself.
I've already seen the worst in humanity, and I don't need a badge for that. You remember the Russo kid? The one that used to terrorize the elderly on 5th Street? The one that the active cops couldn't seem to catch?
Tommy Russo, he's a bottom feeder, small timer.
He ain't small time no more. Not after he was moving fentanyl into the middle school. I handled it.
And what does handle it mean?
It means I found his supply. I ain't called for backup. I ain't write a report. I went there this evening before my run. And he understood that if he was still at that zip code by Monday evening, the police would be the least of his worries.
You went there unauthorized, without backup. That isn't police work, Ashley. That's vigilantism. That's getting killed or buried in a cell.
No, that's results. You spent 30 years playing by the book, and what did it get you? A pension? A bottle of Advil? I'm not joining the force to follow your rules. I'm joining the force because it makes what I'm capable of legal.
You have a dark side to you, Ashley. I saw that when you were 16. I prayed that it would go away. But you seem to find a way to hide it behind a clean uniform.
Maybe the city needs somebody who ain't afraid of the dark.
If you go through with this, if you sign these papers, I will not help you. Not when you walk and cross a line that you can't come back from. I will treat you like any dirty cop on my beat.
It's whatever you say, officer.
Well, then, God, please help the people you're going to protect.
They'll be safe, Mom, as long as they stay on my side of the line.
20 minutes, detective. That's how long I've been looking at that two-way mirror. I know the detective, I know the sergeant, and I know my son's rights. You're messing with my time right now.
Your son was found in a stolen Grand Cherokee with the 380 in the glove box, Fiona. We're past the rights conversation. Right now, we're having a reality conversation.
Leo is 16. He is a straight A student at St. Jude. He can't even start a lawnmower, let alone a Jeep. You want a reality check? Someone put him in that car. Someone handed him that bag. But you're in here talking to me instead of finding the animal who used my son as a shield.
Listen, I'm not saying that he pulled the trigger at the bodega. Fiona, I looked at the footage. He looked like a deer in the headlights when the guy in the hoodie emptied out the register.
Why is he in a cell? Why am I not taking him home for dinner?
Because the guy in the hoodie is Elias Thorne's nephew.
Then you're in over your head, detective. If you think I'm gonna let you use my son as bait for that syndicate, you got another thing coming. I will burn this place down before I let you use Leo as a snitch for a man who has a badge he doesn't deserve.
Look at me. Fiona, look at me. I've been doing this job for over 10 years. I've seen kids like Leo get processed, chewed up, and spit out of Rikers like something unrecognizable, or worse, they don't even make it to processing because Thorne's people reach them in the transit vans.
Is that a threat?
It's a forecast. The DA wants a win. They don't care if it's Thorne's nephew or if it's some kid from Queens who was in the wrong truck at the wrong time.
Do your job, detective. Protect him.
I cannot protect him if he's in the system, Fiona. The only way Leo gets out of this, without a scratch, scot-free, no record, is if he tells me where the drop is supposed to happen.
Oh, a deal. How original. You want me to hand over my son on a silver platter so that you can get a gold star? Please. I'm not some fly overstate mother who gets intimidated by a blazer and a holster. I grew up on 42nd, where it's actually dangerous. You don't scare me, Detective Cameron.
I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to save him. Look at that. That's the warrant for the house on 5th. My captain wants to execute it at midnight. If Leo's name is on that statement, by then, I could lose the weapons charge. I could say he was an unwilling witness. He can go home. Fiona, he can remain a straight A student.
Why do you care about my son?
Because 15 years ago, I was the kid in the passenger seat. And the detective that got me, he didn't give me a chance. He gave me a number. But you're intentional, Fiona, and that's what I respect about you. You protect your own. But you gotta make a decision. Are you protecting him from me? Or are you protecting him from the life you fought so hard to keep him out of?
If I give you the name of the guy who gave him the keys, if I give you the address where the cash is, Leo walks out the front door with me. No patrol cars following us home.
You have my word.
Your word? Your word isn't worth the ink on your badge. I want it in writing from the DA. And I want 5 minutes with Leo before he says a goddamn word to you.
I'll get the paperwork.
And detective,
Yes.
if a hair on his head is touched because of this, you won't have to worry about Thorne's people. You'll have to worry about me.
I'll count on it, Fiona.
You know, Ariel, they say the first 20 years in this building are the hardest. After that, you just stop feeling the vibration of the subway underneath.
Well, I still feel it, Carla. And I still feel the vibration of you doing something that's going to land us in front of a grand jury by noon.
A grand jury implies that there'll be a city left to seat one. Malik in there has enough resin in that briefcase to turn the morning commute into a mass funeral. I don't need a warrant. I need a miracle.
You need a confession that's going to stand up in court. You go in there with those enhanced eyes of yours, I'm going to have to pull you out. I spent 25 years building up the integrity of this department. And I'm not going to stop now because you're having a bad Tuesday.
Integrity is a luxury for people who don't have to smell the crime scene, Ariel. We're 22 minutes away from the seal on that case venting. Malik isn't talking because he thinks he's a martyr. I'm about to go in there and show him he's just a footnote.
And how are you going to do that? Because he could think about going off there and even touching his desk. I will file a 1045 on you so fast that he won't be able to finish his sentence.
I have his mother. I have his mother in holding cell 3. She's undocumented. And she's the one who bought the phone that he used to coordinate the drop.
No, you are not using family as leverage. That is a direct violation of the 2024 Reform Act. You know that.
I know the Reform Act didn't take into account a biological disposal unit in the middle of a precinct. I'm fearless, Ariel, but I'm not stupid. Just gonna tell him we're gonna turn her over to ICE in 5 minutes unless he gives me that code.
Then you'll just be handing the defense a gift wrap acquittal. He walks, his mother gets deported, and you lose your pension. Is that the fearless act that you're determining? Because to me, it just seems like a desperate one.
My pension? For 10,000 lives? I'll sign the papers right now. Give me the pen.
I'm not giving you a pen. I'm giving you a better way. I just spent the last hour going through Malik's encrypted files, looking for the who, not for the why. It turns out that Malik is not doing this for a cause. He's doing it because he's dying. Stage 4 glioblastoma. He has 6 months.
What does that change? Nothing. He has nothing to lose.
Changes the leverage. He doesn't care about his mother's status. He knows she'll be okay once he's gone. He cares about his legacy. He wants to be a hero in the eyes of his cell.
And?
Tell him the resin is a dud. Tell him that the people who gave it to him knew he was sick and gave it to him for a distraction. Tell him that we have the real device, and he's just some idiot holding an empty box while his friends laugh at him.
I dismantle his ego.
You dismantle his purpose. It's not coercion if we're providing alternate facts during an active case. It's in the book, page 12.
You have been waiting a decade to use that one on me.
I've been waiting a decade for you to realize the rules aren't there to slow you down. They're there to be used as a scalpel.
You are a terrifying woman, Ariel.
Ethics officer is my name. And terrifying is something that I just do.
And if he doesn't believe the dud story?
And I'll be right here. And we'll try again a third way. Either we do it right or we don't do it at all.
Okay.
He's in recovery. The bullet missed the iliac artery by 3 millimeters. He's a lucky kid, Sarah.
Luck isn't the word I'd use for a boy who woke up in a warehouse fire and ended up with a lead slug in his gut.
True, but he's stable, which means my job is done. And Detective Miller's job is just beginning. He's outside the recovery suite right now with a pair of stainless steel bracelets and a lot of questions about a missing backpack.
Miller doesn't get to see him. Not tonight. Leo's on a heavy sedative drip and he's non-responsive.
I checked the order, Sarah. You double his dosage of Versed. He should be waking up right now, but you have him under enough vitamin B to put down a stallion.
He needs his rest. His body has been through a catastrophic trauma.
His body is fine. His vitals are textbook. This isn't about clinical recovery. This is about that backpack, isn't it? The one the paramedics forgot to log in the ambulance.
If they find what's in that bag, Justin, they don't just take Leo. They take everyone. My brother, the kids at the youth center. It's a domino effect.
You are a nurse practitioner at a level 1 trauma center. You have a career, a daughter, a life. Why are you playing courier for some street level heist?
Because the system failed those kids. And I'm the one who showed up. I'm the one patching them up in the basement so they don't have to come here and get a record. Leo was bringing the bag to me so I could get the Federal Reserve drives to the right person.
The Federal Reserve drives. The ones from the morning news.
You're smart, Justin. I respect that. So be smart now. Miller is a by-the-book kind of guy. And the book was written by the guys who want those drives back. And they will kill whoever it is that gets in their way. If Leo talks to Miller, he's a dead man by morning.
And if I help you, if I falsify a medical coma to keep the police out of that room, I'm looking at 5 to 10 for obstruction and a permanent end to my medical career.
I'm not asking you to lie. I'm asking you to wait. 2 hours. 2 hours is all I need to get Leo's sister to a safe house and to get those drives into the right hands.
Why me? You could have did this with any resident on the floor.
Because you're the only one who sees the person on the table, not the wound. And you don't believe in the truth. You don't believe in the rules any more than I do, especially when they get in the way of the truth.
Doc, nurse, ICU says the patient's still out. I need the ETA on my investigation.
There's been a complication, Detective. Post-operative neurological tremors. I've had to put him into a medically induced cooling protocol to prevent brain swelling.
How long?
4 hours minimum. But I can't let anyone in that room until his intracranial pressure stabilizes. My hands are tied.
You just put your life on the line for a kid you don't even know.
No. I put it on the line for a colleague I thought I knew. You have 4 hours, Sarah. And after that, I'm waking him up. And whatever happens next, you're on your own.
4 hours is all I need.
Then go, before I change my mind and remember I'm a man of science.
You're folding those pretty tight, Ava. You go any harder, you're gonna snap the fibers.
It's laundry, Detective, not a forensic analysis.
I've been in this unit 6 years. I've seen scared, seen guilty, and I've seen protective. You're vibrating so hard I can hear your teeth chattering from over here.
My son is 12 years old. He went to the bodega for milk last night and he hasn't come back. Instead of finding him, you're in my living room playing profiler.
He didn't go for milk. We found the carton on the sidewalk 2 blocks away from the shooting, along with his backpack. Shooters weren't looking for a 12-year-old. They were looking for what was in the backpack. Which brings me to the question I've been wanting to ask since I walked in. What exactly are you holding together here, Ava? Because this isn't just about a missing kid anymore.
Want to know what I'm holding together? Everything. I work 2 shifts down at the clinic so he doesn't have to go to a school where they have metal detectors. I keep my door locked, and I don't let him talk to the kids down the street.
And yet, his backpack didn't have any textbooks in it. It had 3 kilos of encrypted hard drives stolen from the Federal Reserve's regional server.
He didn't know. He was delivering a package for my brother. He thought he was helping to pay the rent.
Your brother is a ghost, Ava. He's been off the grid since the pier heist in 24. If Leo has those drives, every professional hunter from here to DC is converging on the zip code.
Then find him. You have the badges, you have the cameras.
I can't use the cameras. The moment I ping Leo's face on the grid, the people who want those drives find him first. I'm here because I'm the only one who isn't calling for backup. I'm the only one trying to keep his name out of the system. You know where he went. Not where he was supposed to go. Where he'd go when he's terrified.
If I tell you, if I give him up to you, his life is over anyway. He'll be in a program and in a way forever.
If you don't tell me, he doesn't have a life to worry about. Ava, look at me. I grew up 3 blocks from here. I know the rules. But those drives hold the keys to the city's infrastructure, the power grid, the water, the transit. The people holding Leo aren't going to negotiate. They're going to delete the evidence, and Leo is the evidence.
He called me about 2 minutes before you knocked. He's at the old St. Jude's orphanage in the basement. He said there are men in dark suits circling the block.
St. Jude's. That's 4 blocks south.
Adam, you bring my boy back. I don't care about the drives. I don't care about the Federal Reserve. You bring him back or you don't bother coming back here yourself.
Stay off the phones, lock the door. If anybody but me knocks, you go out the fire escape.
Detective, I got a gun in the safe. I ain't going out the fire escape.
NYPD. I didn't hear that.